Hey everyone, my name is Atim Martha. In this video, I'm introducing information sources. Just like from the previous video, I introduced a course unit called information literacy. So these are the information sources that are found in information literacy. So information sources are basically any materials, records, or documents that provide data or knowledge on a particular subject. They serve as foundation for research, inquiry, and decision making across the academic, professional, and every context. Information sources are divided into two, or there are very many types, but here I have two of them, that is primary and secondary sources. Primary sources, the primary source is a direct or first-hand piece of evidence created at the time of the event or by someone who was directly experienced the event or phenomenon, just like maybe where the accident occurred from, or some scenario. The person or the individuals that were there at a particular time are going to be the primary sources of the information because they saw exactly what happened from there. Then secondary source. Secondary source is the one that interprets, analyzes, or summarizes primary source events. Just like when we go and interview the person who was there, and that is the primary source, that we shall now become the secondary source because we are going to get what the other person is saying, not exactly how it happened because we don't know what was there. But in this video, I'm going to focus on primary source. So we are still talking about primary source. Primary source can be characterized according to its originality, the raw facts, unmediated evidence, and time related. When you talk about originality, meaning the sources are the first to provide information about a particular event or subject. They are unaltered, direct records that offer original thought of raw data. Just like as I told you, maybe when an incident happens, the exact information that happened is the one which is the primary source or primary information. It is not altered because it's exactly what happened. When you talk about primary sources being raw data, meaning they are unfiltered information. For example, maybe scientists' original lab notes might have data that could later be analyzed and interpreted in secondary sources, maybe to add on what the other person did. The other person maybe just discovered, then the secondary sources are the ones to analyze and add in more knowledge on it. When you talk about primary sources being unmediated evidence, we are trying to mean that there is no interpretation or analysis from another person. The sources itself is evidence. When you say that it's time related, we are trying to mean that they are closely tied to the moment in which they were created, because like when the incident happened at a specific time, they will attach it to the time it happened for easy explanation like that. Then there are different examples of primary sources, that is document, creative works, oral histories, an interview, artifacts, and scientific data. When you talk about documents, it's like that is just like maybe historical documents, for example treaties, or official records like census data. There is personal letters, diaries, then newspapers, magazines published at the time of the event. When we say of creative works, that is like novels, poems, or artworks created during a particular period, or a song or musical composition for a specific era. Then when we talk about oral histories and interview, we are trying to mean like testimonies or interviews with individuals directly involved or witnesses to the event. Then scientific data, that is raw data for scientific experiments, for example original laboratory notes or old notes. So when we go to the purpose, there's a purpose of primary source. The purpose of us getting the primary information is, okay, as I said, the purpose of the primary source is to show raw evidence, research foundations, insight into contexts, and direct connection. Then when we go to the roles of the primary source, the primary source is essential in the field that require original data or first-hand account. It's required in qualitative research that test hypotheses and explore new angle of analysis. Then here, the pros and cons of primary sources. So the pros, meaning advantages: primary sources offer direct access to past or first-hand account. It provides the authenticity, original thoughts, and raw data. It helps to facilitate new insights and original analysis. Then the cons are basically the disadvantages. Primary sources often require interpretation and contextual knowledge. For example, maybe if the person, after giving the information, left and we don't have clear information about the source, it needs interpretation again for us to understand what basically happened. Then the problem again, it can be incomplete, which will not give you clear information about what happened. Then primary sources might be difficult to analyze without the background. When you want to be the secondary source, some primary sources don't have their background, so you can't follow up. Then in the conclusion, primary sources are essential for obtaining direct and mediated evidence from the time period of phenomenon being studied. They provide a foundational data or account needed to form new insight, theories, or conclusions. This is basically about this video. We are done with primary sources. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.